We begin this half hour with a WESH 2 Investigates exclusive. A man who claims that he was wrongly convicted in an armed robbery in the late 90s is getting a new hearing.
In addition to robbery, he was convicted of murder because a teen was shot and killed by police during the crime. As WESH 2 investigative reporter Greg Fox explains, new witnesses have come forward saying cops got this all wrong.
I have been praying for this day just to get the facts out.
John Jackson says the facts in his criminal case had been buried for 25 years. He was 20 years old when arrested and later convicted of second-degree murder, armed robbery, and burglary at the Kirkman Road Ale House in December 1999. Jackson didn't pull the trigger, but was there when his nephew, 17-year-old Joseph Dungy, was shot and killed by an off-duty officer at the restaurant. It was then Orlando Police Sergeant John Mina who would later rise to the office of chief and is now the elected sheriff of Orange County. The case file, obtained by WESH 2 Investigates, reveals employees told Mina an armed robbery was underway in the restaurant office. You can see the photos of a suspect's handgun and shell casings from Mina's gun on the floor, along with a bag filled with money. Mina said he saw two men in masks, dark clothing, and armed with handguns. Witnesses heard Mina shout, "Get down! Put your hands up! Freeze!" But Mina said one of them aimed at him and he fired, hitting the teen, who later died. Jackson says he knew his nephew and a friend went into the back hallway, but had no idea they were robbing the place.
I had nothing to do with this robbery.
Jackson tells me that he was at the back door of the restaurant talking with a manager about getting some food to go when all of a sudden chaos. He saw people running out the door. He heard at least one gunshot and turned to run and then was struck in the back of his leg.
I mean, at the time I was in shock. I didn't know, but yeah, it was obvious then when I got in the car and I felt the sharp pain. It was a loud bang. My ears was ringing. And at that point, yeah, it was clear that I had been shot.
Jackson said he got into his friend's car and then drove off. When family members told police Jackson was with his nephew that night, he turned himself in. Pictures reveal the bullet wound in his leg, and he now admits he should have reported what he saw right away to police. He also admits the gun was his, but that he gave it to a friend days before the robbery. Despite the fact that no witness could positively identify him, Jackson's attorney recommended a plea to avoid life in prison and was sentenced to serve at least 30 years.
And at 20 years old, it's a lot of things that I just didn't know. And obviously, it prohibited me from exercising my right to prove my innocence.
Jackson hopes to get that chance now. A judge ordered a new hearing based on claims by two new witnesses. Two women said they were with Jackson at the restaurant, one of them saying he was wearing khaki pants and a light-colored button-down collared shirt. The other says she heard a loud bang and then saw defendant Jackson running and wearing the light-colored clothing he was in earlier. The first witness said she saw another man in dark clothing running away.
There's a different side to this story, and that side hasn't been told. And at this point, with these witnesses, there's actual enough facts and enough evidence, along with what has been brought forth now, and that the truth will be told and the justice will be served.
For WESH 2 Investigates, I'm Greg Fox.
The case file shows Mina was fully exonerated in the shooting, and the state attorney at the time wrote he, quote, performed heroically. Mina declined an interview and may be called to testify at Jackson's hearing. Jackson's former attorney and the two new witnesses also turned down our requests for interviews.